Hey there, Brian Goulet here of GouletPens.com, and today I want to talk to you about work-appropriate inks. Now, of course, you have your blues and blacks and things that are pretty typical in ballpoint colors, but usually when I get asked about work-appropriate inks, it's interesting colors that aren't like too crazy and standoutish, but are still something that are more interesting than your typical ballpoint color. So that's really what I'm going to focus on here. Now, one thing about being at work, you don't always have control of your paper quality, so I've tried to take that into account, realizing that you may be dealing with some really absorbent, maybe inkjet copy paper or something like that. So all of these inks are pretty good performing on absorbent paper. So in choosing these inks, I went with inks that are very rich and deep in color, things that perform really well on absorbent and cheap copy paper, and also are very well regarded by myself, of course, and have really high rated reviews on GouletPens.com. So without further ado, let's check out my top 5 favorite work-appropriate inks. I'm going to start it off, starting a little safe and getting braver. First is Noodler's Zhivago. Now this is a deep, dark green with a lot of black. It can even seem black completely on its own, but there's definitely green in there, especially when you compare it to a true black that's maybe printed on the page. It has a unique color that really kind of stands alone among green inks. It's a very safe option for a work ink, but you can definitely get some interesting color here. Taking a step a little bit further, we have Noodler's Walnut. This is a deep chocolate brown, a little warmer in color to it than most work inks that you might see, and it even has some water resistance to it, which is a nice property to have sometimes. I consider this to be kind of a perfect all-occasion brown. Next one is Diamine Oxblood. This is a very highly regarded dark red ink that leans a little bit brown. The name is a little bit odd, but it's fitting. I mean, it kind of looks like dried blood. It performs great, and it is one of the most popular red inks that we carry. The next one, getting a little further away from your conventional colors, is the Atramentis Aubergine, or Alexander Hamilton. It's actually the exact same ink. It's not the absolute darkest purple ink around, but it performs great and it has amazing color. And if you have missed out on the Lamy Dark Lilac, it's a great substitute for that. And last one I have gets even a little further away from your safe and conventional ones. It's Pilot Iroshizuku Ku-Jaku, which means peacock. It's a teal color with a nice balance of blue and green. It has some nice shading and a bit of color variation. It's very interesting. It's great on cheap paper, it cleans easily, and the bottle looks spectacular on your desk. Iroshizuku is some fantastic performing ink. So those are my top 5, but there's a lot of other fantastic inks. It was actually really difficult for me to nail down just these ones. But one thing that you can do is you can go onto our site and check out the swab shop, and you can plug these ones in and see other colors that are very similar to it. And I think you can find something that you find fitting for you at work. If you want to get more details and technical specs and see pictures and things like that of these, you can check them out on GouletPens.com. And if you haven't subscribed already to our YouTube channel, I recommend you do that right now. Thanks so much for watching, and right on.